Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning back into the channel. I'm back with another video. Hope everybody's having a good week so far, and everyone's still, whenever you get the opportunity, getting out on the water and catching some fish. I'm doing a little bit different routine today. I usually do a tournament video whenever I fish a derby. I just fished one this past Saturday, and to be honest, the footage wasn't great, and there really wasn't a whole lot to show you because I didn't do very well. So I just want to talk a little bit about it. What I usually do each season is I decide which tournaments I'm going to fish, and then I'll pick one tournament a month. That way it gives me a chance to prepare for it, and it gives me a chance to just go fishing as well and not just all the time be fishing tournaments. I enjoy tournaments, I do. I enjoy fishing them. I'm very competitive, but at the same time, I like to just be able to, go fishing and work on some things and maybe try new techniques or just try to do things to improve my game, I guess you'd say. Well, this past Saturday, I fished the division of the ABA I'm in. We had a tournament on Kerr. It was a lot of boats. First of all, let me say, I don't have any excuses. I'm just kind of going over the scenario, excuse me, of the day. There was a huge team trail championship out there, 200 boats. I know there was about 170 registered online, ended up being about 200 boats, and they were right down the lake from the ramp we were launching from. That was one thing. There was also other tournaments going on at the same time. And Kerr is always busy. Bugs Island, Kerr, whichever you want to call it. It's always busy. This particular day, it seemed even a little more than what I am used to and what I thought it would be. One of the things about fishing, and one of the things I really wanted to work on this year because I've gotten away from it, is trusting my instincts. I would get into this rut and I would just go through the motions, throwing stuff I like to throw. This year, I made a decision that I was not going to do that. And in the first 5 tournaments I fished, I saw a lot better results going back to some of the things I used to do and the ways I used to go about making my decisions on the water. This past Saturday, I think it was May 18th, I didn't do that. My first gut reaction was to go and run as far as I could run and get away from all those boats. But I had one spot in my mind I wanted to go hit. Well, when I got there, there was 2 boats on it. But there was another spot right across the lake I saw that I like to fish, and I was like, let's hit that, then we'll go. I had 3 fish come up on my top water. This year's right here. So it's a really good walking bait. I think this is the bone color. Had 3 fish come up on it. They were schooling. 2 of them hit the bait. How they didn't get hooked, I don't know, because there's brand new hooks on it. I replaced the front and back hook before I fished a tournament. Brand new hooks, they got it in their mouth, came right off. That kind of got the day started for me. I was like, okay, you're a round fish, so let's not make that run yet. Then I had others that would follow it. Long story short, those fish kept me somewhere I didn't need to be. I should have left because they eventually, after that morning flurry, all that went away on me. Now, I did have a couple other times during that morning that they would follow this walking bait. I would throw a floating worm behind it. I tried other ways to provoke them. I couldn't get them to, it's like they weren't eating the bait for me like I thought they would. They were interested, they were short striking. And another thing that was a big key to me was the lake was still rising. The water was way, way up. It was up to like the graph I read on my phone before the day started said it was up to 303. I honestly thought it was higher than that. and the water was still rising, you could tell. And usually when water's rising like that and it's going up that fast, the fish go to the bank. You know, they just keep going. I saw a shad spawn going on through a spinnerbait. Couldn't get nothing with that. It was like I was one step or two steps behind all day. Every spot I wanted to fish, there was already someone there. Again, my gut kept telling me, go, make a run and get away from all this. I didn't do it. And I paid for it. First tournament this year that I did not do what my initial gut reaction was to do. And what ended up happening was I weighed in 2 fish for 2 pounds, 2.64 ounces. My worst derby this year out of the 6 I've fished. First 5, I think I had, I don't know. I want to say in the first 5 derbies, I've had 4 top 10s and one where I was, outside the top 10, and then this one, which I didn't even stay to see where I finished. I was pretty aggravated with myself. Bottom line is, if you fish tournaments at all, one of the biggest things, especially nowadays, I believe, with all this new technology and all these new techniques and everything you see and hear and read and as far as bass fishing goes, one of the biggest things you can do, worst things you can do, is not listen to your gut instinct. 9 times out of 10, when I go fishing, even if I've got some sort of idea in my head what I'm going to do, that morning when I get in the boat and I'm sitting and we're waiting for blast off, they're waiting to call boat numbers, if something tells me I need to do something else, 9 times out of 10 that ends up working out. It ends up working out. I'm a shallow water fisherman. I'm pretty much a junk fisherman, really. I mean, I'm not a big offshore guy. I mean, I'll fish, deepest I'll fish usually is 10, 12 foot of water. And sometimes I think your decision making in that kind of fishing and fishing that way is one of your most important tools, more important than your rod, your reel, the bait, your line, whatever electronics you're running, is this right here. And I didn't listen to it. I didn't listen to my intuition, and I didn't go with my gut. One of my little sayings I got is always trust your gut. I didn't trust mine. It's obvious the fishing was better than what I was able to show on Saturday. So there's no excuses for it, except, I just didn't adjust and I didn't do the things in my mind that I felt like I should have done. I also had a stretch where on back-to-back cast on this square bill. I love this square bill, especially at Kerr and Gaston. Now, the bad thing about it is, once again, Bass Pro Shop stopped making this color. I believe it's called Chrome Shad. Man, I love this color. Back-to-back casts, I lost a fish on it. Well, what I did is I tied that crankbait on a cranking rod that I usually use for deeper cranking. Like say 8, 10, 12 feet, which like I said is about as deep as I fish. I had tied it on a different rod, and the way those fish, even the crankbait, they just weren't eating it good. They were, every time I hooked one on this crankbait, and I caught a couple of shorts, and the 2 that I caught that I weighed in came on this. They'd always have it by the back hook. I switched it and put it on this cranking stick that I love to throw. I love these Bass Pro Shops cranking sticks. They're about 80 bucks a piece. They're not but expensive, a little bit pricey, but not terrible. These are really, really good rods for crankbait fishing. As soon as I tied it on that, everything that bit after that, I caught it. So that was my mistake. I put that bait on a rod that really wasn't suited for that kind of what I was using it for, because I was pretty much at that point, I was just throwing that at shallow targets, and I found some bait finally, and that was something else. I couldn't find any, but that whole day was off. The day wasn't off, I was off, and I didn't do a good job of adjusting it. So always trust your gut. If something's telling you to go to that point across the lake because you saw two birds standing on that point, don't even think about it, just go. Because 9 times out of 10, good result is going to come from that. One of the biggest things I do, and a lot of us do as fishermen, is overthink. You know, this is one game you cannot overthink it because it'll beat you to death. So you got to go with your gut instinct and what you think, especially if you're a shallow water guy and you're like I said, I'm a junk fisherman, shallow water junk fisherman. A lot of times I tie on 6 or 8 of the things I got the most confidence in. And when I come upon something, I look at it and say, okay, which bait can I do the best job of fishing that cover or this area with? And that's kind of how I go about it. And there are times, now earlier this year at Lake Gaston, I got on it was an actual real pattern. Only 2 baits I had out. I had 2 crankbaits out. It was a red craw, black label bacon, and a crawfish colored Little John, MD, the medium diver. And it was like clockwork. I could tell when I needed to throw one and when I needed to throw the other. But a lot of times it's tying on the things I got the most confidence in and looking at the area I'm fishing and deciding, you know, whether it's a stretch of bank, channel swing bank, a secondary point, you know, lay downs, a patch of grass, whatever it may be, picking the best lure to handle that situation. And I've actually been really thinking about, I'm gonna do a video on that eventually, because junk fishing is, to me, it's kind of an art. It's not just pick up something, throw it, catch a fish. Sometimes it may work out that way, but there's a little bit more behind it and a little bit more that goes into it than that. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys, this is the what, where, and why video that I usually do for Kerr. The footage wasn't worth, you know, it rained some, the fishing was tough, and I didn't have enough where I felt like that was gonna make a good video for you guys. So I said, I'm just gonna talk to them. I'm gonna be up front with them and tell them that I just kind of sucked, which I did Saturday. So next we got our 2-day championship, and I'm in a good spot in the points for the division. I really had a goal of trying to win the points, and I think it's still possible. So we're gonna see what happens. One thing's for sure, I cannot fish and do what I did this past Saturday. I've got to go with my gut, and I got to fish better. So hope you guys are catching some. Oh, real quick, thank you so much for all the subscribers. One of my goals for the channel was to get 500 subscribers for the year, and we're already there. We're at 501 right now. So that's all because of you guys coming back, watching the videos, your feedback, your comments, all the things you're saying are kind of prompting me on how to make my videos according to what you guys are asking me and what you guys are bringing up in the comments. So thank you so much for that. If there's anything, you know, you can relate to any of the things I say about the way I fish and the way you fish, and you got something you'd like to talk about, just bring it up in the comments. I try to reply to every comment as soon as I can. You know, sometimes I'm at work or doing stuff around the house, and I just have to, you know, but I'm pretty sure I've replied to every comment I've ever gotten to this point. So, good luck to you guys, and I hope y'all catch some fish, and I'll see you guys on the next video, and thanks so much for watching, and tell your fishing buddies, your friends about the channel, and if you think it's something they might enjoy as well. And I'm going to keep the videos coming, and I've got some ideas for some videos I think will be good down the line. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks a lot.